Thank God Donald Trump was not killed. First of all, we don't wish that on anybody as human beings. I don't give a damn what your political ideology is, where you stand, whatever the case may be. You don't wish that on anybody. And so thank God that Donald Trump was not killed. He's fortunate in that regard. And to be quite honest with you, as a nation, we're very, very fortunate. Because when you talk about chaos and mayhem, and Lord knows what other words that you can associate with such a thing, if that man, if Mr. Crooks, who is now deceased, had succeeded in taking out the presumptive GOP nominee for the presidency of the United States of America, if he had pulled that off, who knows what state of affairs would exist in this country today.
Foolish people on social media talking about, oh, he missed or wishing it happened. You all have no clue what you're trying to speak into existence. Number one, will definitely be targets that as a group we're not even ready for. When you see most of the women on social media popping their thought pockets, and you got the men on there too, crip walking, at this point from what I've been seeing, we can organize a lemonade stand. So cut it out. You have no clue what you're asking for. And not only will it destroy they and them and us and all these other people, it will destroy the whole country. Right now we're watching Stephen A. Smith. He's reacting to the whole Trump situation. Let's get back into it.
Who knows what kind of chaos would have reigned because of it? Who knows? So thank the good Lord that Donald Trump was not killed and that he is alive and still free to pursue the presidency or return to the presidency of the United States of America. We'll get that out of the way first. I wanted to say this, and I understand that it's not going to be popular, and I'm certainly not pointing the finger at any individual or any party when it comes to such a thing. Again, thank God Donald Trump survived. We certainly don't need an assassination. This country doesn't need to deal with that. You know, somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. You know, when we're looking at situations like this, first thing I want to get out the way is this. This shooter, this is my opinion. It's not the opinion of anybody I work with, anybody that knows me or anything like that. In my opinion, the shooter, he just handed Donald Trump the election. That is what I believe. Of course, I don't know that as fact. Of course, things could change. But in my opinion, he just handed Donald Trump the election.
I think everybody can see it. The way this galvanized Trump supporters, it's over. They'll stand in line for 30 days and 30 nights if they have to, just to make sure they vote. While the Democrats are trying to get rid of Biden when the election is only a couple of months away and fighting for the right for Kamala to take over. They're in a whole mess right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy. I've been in media for 30 years. You can't buy a better photo than what Donald Trump has at his disposal as we speak. He goes to the ground. He's got blood on his right ear, looked like it got nicked, which is what he said it pierced his ear. He gets up, he looks disheveled, all right? Clearly taken aback by what happened, and rightfully so. Blood trickling down his ears and the right side of his face, surrounded by Secret Service agents. Raises his fist, is shriveled, cringing his face up, fight, fight, fight. He says it 3 times. And while raising his fist, surrounded by Secret Service agents, the American flag is behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, you can't buy that. You can't buy a better photo than that if you're a politician. You can't buy a better photo than that. Look at the video of him raising his fist. Look at the crowd going crazy behind him. Look at them saying, yeah, 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 And then listen to the pundits on TV talking about how strong, how vibrant, how courageous. And they were using these words. And not coincidentally, it was the antithesis of what they've been saying about President Biden. Now you see right there what Donald Trump's statement was on his Truth social media page. In the aftermath of what transpired, I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement officials for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America. This is what he's doing. There's not a word in there that he said that we can refute. And he brought up somebody that was injured. This individual was killed. Shots rang out, and he literally jumped to save his wife, to cover his wife and his 2 children. And he got hit in the head, and he was killed. My condolences to him, to his family, and to him, of course, and to those who were injured at the rally as well. But make no mistake about it, Donald Trump, in my opinion, secured the presidency with this. A Donald Trump that was impeached twice. A Donald Trump that had a $454 million settlement levied against him. A Donald Trump that was convicted on 34 felony counts, yet was still the presumptive GOP nominee. That Donald Trump is now a martyr. You can slice it any way you want to. If you're talking about America and the kind of impact visuals have on our society, good or bad, as a politician, it don't get any better than the picture by the Associated Press, by the way, that you see of Donald Trump surrounded by Secret Service agents, raising his fist, imploring folks to continue to fight with the American flag behind him. It doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not using words like better and stuff like that inappropriately, because obviously I'm not talking about his shooting. That in and of itself is egregious and awful and heinous. I'm talking about the photo thereafter. As a politician, it doesn't get it. You can't find a better photo than that. You just can't. And so this is where we are. And if you are President Biden, boy, you've got your work cut out for you now.
If you're President Biden, it's time to get the packing, because it's over. I mean, honestly, they tried everything and it didn't work. And this is the only thing that could have wiped them out. Yeah, the writing is on the wall. You're done.
Because the courts in Florida just ruled that Donald Trump can't be prosecuted for taking the files out of the White House to his Mar-a-Lago estate. So you can't go after him for that any longer. Okay, that's no longer an issue. That's no longer something you can get at him about. We already know he lost the New York City hush money trial for falsifying business records. Those were the 34 felony counts that I told you about. He still has the Capitol riot in the 2020 election case. What you think that's going to be like? What DA is going to be able to bring Donald Trump into court at this moment? Think about that.
I don't know. Maybe they'll put Fannie on some more Grey Goose and get her to take a bet at it again. Listen, we are indeed living in a time that's going to be documented in history books and talked about for generations to come. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this below. Special thank you to Kevin. I appreciate you, Kevin, for all of your support. Much love to the ladies supporting the channel, Nikki P and Luann. Shout out to Enrique and Dalton. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.